tonight from Howell and the North Bureau, Dearborn in the West Bureau, from the Detroit Bureau, Bloomfield Hills in the North Bureau, and Windsor. With Wes Sargentson, the news.
Good evening. All the bickering and confusion in Congress is over. The Senate voted today to approve the Second Panama Canal Treaty.
News 4 Detroit with John Blunt and Jennifer Moore, Don Shane with sports, and Larry Shannon with the weather.
Good evening. Detroit police don't know why it happened. This morning's shooting at a West Side motorcycle club that left 3 people dead and 6 others wounded.
News 4 at 6 with Margie Reedy, Jack Legoff and business editor Jennifer Moore, Al Ackerman with sports, Brian Tegland in Weather Watch, and the News 4 team. News 4 tonight with Mort Grimm and Carmen Harlan, Eli Zerrett with sports, Mal Sillers in Weather Watch, and the News 4 team.
Good evening, and it's a very good evening for Detroit Tiger fans. The losing streak is over. The magic number is lower.
News 4 Nightbeat with Mort Grimm and Carmen Harlan, Bernie Smilovich with sports, Brian Tegland in Weather Watch, and the News 4 night team.
They say the killing has to stop. Kids should be able to walk safely on the streets and go to school and play. One group tonight is doing something. They're determined to save our kids.
News 4 at 5 with Mort Grimm and Carmen Harlan, Bernie Smilovich and Chuck Gatica.
Good evening. It laid waste to Jamaica. It buffeted the Caribbean. And now Hurricane Gilbert has come ashore to blast its winds, pour down its rains, and bring misery before it dies sometime this weekend.
With Rich Make and Margie Reedy, Bernie Smilovich and Chuck Gatica. News 4 Nightbeat with Mort Grimm and Carmen Harlan, Bernie Smilovich and Chuck Gatica.
This was not a normal day in the San Francisco Bay Area. The aftershocks continued from Tuesday's killer earthquake.
News 4 Nightbeat with Mort Grimm and Carmen Harlan, Bernie Smilovich and Chuck Gatica.
Good evening. Once again, there are indications the religious cult standoff in Texas could be ending.
News 4 Nightbeat with Dan Mountney, Nona Barbie, Scott Wally, and Paul Long. News 4 Nightbeat with Dan Mountney, Jennifer Moore, Paul Long, and Fred McLeod.
Good evening.
News 4 Nightbeat with Dan Mountney, Christy Kruger, Fred McLeod, and Paul Long.
Good evening. They took an oath to protect and defend the citizens of Detroit.
Now, from Michigan's best news team, this is Newsbeat.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rich Make with Margie Reedy.
You're watching the Newsbeat at 6 with Emily King and Ruth Spencer, Van Earl Wright Sports, and Chuck Gatica's Big Picture Forecast.
This is the Nightbeat with Mort Grimm, Carmen Harlan, Van Earl Wright Sports, and Chuck Gatica's Big Picture Forecast.
Good evening. Our big story tonight is a breaking story.
This is the Nightbeat with Dan Mountney, Asher Blake, Steve Garagiola Sports, and Paul Long's Big Picture Forecast.
The big story is a dramatic rescue at a concrete company's mixing site. A worker got trapped in a hopper of crushed limestone, and hours of rescue work pays off when he's dug out and carried to safety. Making news now this Friday. Police investigating the murder of a fast food manager are following up new information from a series of recent crimes. And believe it or not, this ball can help women give birth to healthy, bouncing babies. You'll see how it works.
It's all right now on the Newsbeat at 5, where local news comes first.
This Friday, the 13th, was very unlucky for a worker at Washtenaw County Cement Company.
You're watching Channel 4 WDIV, and this is the Nightbeat Now, where local news comes first. Live from Detroit's news leader, you're watching WDIV Channel 4, where local news comes first.
Former Michigan State football player Demetrius Underwood recovering this morning. He was found on a Lansing sidewalk with a serious neck wound. We'll have an update straight ahead.
News leader, you're watching WDIV Channel 4, where local news comes first.
Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
There are going to be people who come in our primary, just be aware of it, who come in with one intention, to vote against somebody so they can go back and vote for Al Gore. That's the facts.
You're watching the Nightbeat with Carmen Harlan, Devin Skillian, Chuck Gatica with Big Picture Weather, Bernie Smilovich with sports, and good health with Lila Lazarus. This is Channel 4, where local news comes first. Live from Detroit's news leader, you're watching WDIV Local 4, where local news comes first. Now, Local First News at...
This is Local 4. Local First News at noon begins now.
A raging fire destroys several Grosse Pointe Park businesses. The question this noon is, why did the businesses burn? Good afternoon. I'm Ruth Spencer.
And I'm Rhonda Walker. Thanks for joining us. Lila is off this noon.
Live from Detroit's news leader, it's 5 o'clock, and this is Local 4, where local news comes first. With Carmen Harlan, Devin Skillian, Chuck Gatica, Bernie Smilovich, and Detroit's #1 news team. Live from Detroit's news leader, it's 6 o'clock, and this is Local 4, where local news comes first. With Carmen Harlan, Devin Skillian, Chuck Gatica, Bernie Smilovich, and Detroit's #1 news team. Local 4 News is everywhere. Now, Local 4 News at 6. Live from Detroit's news leader, it's 11 o'clock, and this is Local 4.
Local 4 News is everywhere at 11. The entire Metro Detroit region still under a winter storm warning.
Live from Detroit's news leader, it's 11 o'clock, and this is Local 4, where local news comes first. With Carmen Harlan, Devin Skillian, Chuck Gatica, Bernie Smilovich, and Detroit's #1 news team.
A mystery dust raining down in the suburbs. The defenders expose the problem. Tonight, a stunning admission. A local landfill admits responsibility.
Good evening, I'm Carmen Harlan.
And I'm Devin Skillian. More on the mystery dust coming up in a moment, but first a breaking news alert as at least 4 homes are on fire in Highland Park.
Local 4 News is everywhere. Now, Local 4 News at 11.
From the power of 4. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts right now.
And right now, a mother is being investigated after her children are found all alone crying in a Canton park. It's a story you saw only on 4. Police say the children were 3 and 5 years of age, and they were found alone at Griffin Park about 2 o'clock this morning.
From the power of 4. Local 4 News at 11 starts right now.
The future of Ford. The glass house empty at this hour, but tonight we know what's in store for thousands.
From the power of 4 and clickondetroit.com. Local 4 News first at 4 starts right now.
And good afternoon, I'm Ruth Spencer. It looks like we've got a beautiful weekend coming up, so let's get you going with the latest weather and traffic.
You're watching Local 4, the home of clickondetroit.com. Local 4 News Morning starts right now.
A Boy Scout camp torn apart by a tornado this morning. Families are reunited after these deadly tornadoes touched down. Right now, 40 people are recovering from injuries and 4 people died.
You're watching Local 4, the home of clickondetroit.com. Local 4 News, first at 4, starts right now. You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 5 starts now. You're watching Local 4, the home of clickondetroit.com. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts right now.
A hallway hero. This young woman is alive tonight thanks to one of her classmates who came to her rescue at school.
It was a dramatic scene at Roseville High School. A student was choking until one of her classmates stepped in.
You're watching Local 4, the home of clickondetroit.com. Local 4 News at 6 starts right now.
He was just starting the second grade when his dad left for Iraq. Today, this third grader can finally stop counting down the days till his favorite soldiers return. Good evening. The wait is over for one local family after a very long year.
You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A major movie studio deal is done tonight, and that means lights, camera, and jobs, a whole bunch of them. Thanks for joining us tonight. The studio is coming to Allen Park, but the most exciting part is thousands of skilled workers will be hired.
And we're told people right here in Metro Detroit who were laid off will get the first crack at those jobs.
You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 11 starts now. You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News today at 6 starts now.
Fighting for his freedom, a local doctor facing fraud charges is hoping to be released from jail.
You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 6 starts now. You're watching Local 4, home of clickondetroit.com. WDIV Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Families feud. Local 4 in the middle of a wild scene when relatives of a murder victim clash with a suspect's family.
Live from the home of Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A day of delays and disappointment. Michigan lawmakers still working on language to come up with a plan to improve our roads. Will we get a deal? We're live in Lansing.
Live from the home of Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Deadly shooting and attempted robbery of an armored truck leads to gunfire, and now the search for another suspect on the run.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News today at 5 starts now.
Developing from overnight, one person is dead, 2 others have been injured after an ex-boyfriend goes on a shooting rampage.
Funding fight. More money is approved for Detroit Public Schools, but some say that the plan still does more harm than good.
And it is finally Friday, and it's a fabulous Friday in fact, with lots of sunshine ahead. But what about your weekend? Yeah, we need to talk about that. We'll do that just ahead.
We are so close to the weekend as well. We made it to Friday, everybody. Good morning. Yeah. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Rhonda Walker.
And I'm Evrod Kastner. We got a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News first at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill in today for Karen Drew. Police have been scrambling all over Oakland County since they realized there was a body inside a burning car outside a vacant school.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A vicious dogfight caught on tape. What the owner says about his dogs and what police are doing coming up.
My plan will begin with safety at home, which means safe neighborhoods, secure borders, and protection from terrorism.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News today at 6 starts now.
Closing in, now just hours away from Hurricane Michael making landfall in Florida's Gulf Coast with its eye on Panama City. The storm now a Category 4. Thousands have been evacuated from the Florida's Panhandle.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The podiums are placed, all 10 of them, yes indeed, a Decipodium, and the Fox Theater decked out in red, white, and blue for round 1 of Detroit's Democratic debates.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
We begin the news tonight with 4 people shot after a fight breaks out inside a Southfield bar. Cell phone video there shows the moment panic erupted when the gunfire started.
Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
And we are sad to report this afternoon breaking news. The Queen of Soul is gone.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News today at 5 starts now.
A stunning new twist to a high-profile missing persons case that dates back 25 years.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News at noon starts now.
And in sight, the president says that it is states who will decide when to reopen.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News first at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the coronavirus continues to break hearts, force people out of their jobs, and it leaves parents worried about their children's education.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The holidays are all about giving, right? And we are giving back in a big way with the help of Somerset Collection. Trust me, you're going to want to see this story. It's coming up new tonight.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Nurses and staff members protesting outside of a groundbreaking for Michigan medicine. But it's not the new building they're upset about.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
For children who've lost a parent, this time of year can be especially difficult. A local charity is trying to make things a little bit better.
This is like a dream come true for them.
See how volunteers from across Metro Detroit are bringing Christmas to these kids.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
I signed an executive order this morning to extend the stay home, stay safe order through May 15th.